Well, good morning folks. It's just approaching 20 to 7 UK time, and we're just approaching the tunnel, the Channel Tunnel. We left Birmingham at 20 to 2. We arrived in Folkestone, Kent at around about, what time is it, Mark?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, and as you can just see the pictures, we're boarding the tunnel, which will take us over to France. About 25 minutes, 30 minutes tops I think the journey is. And then it's the hard slog from that end, mate, to Lords Lake.
A 6-hour drive.
The weather's been absolutely atrocious on the way down.
Heavy rain.
It really was bad when it towards the last
M25 section, yeah.
Yeah, the last possibly 25 minutes of the journey, the rain was, well, it was just treacherous driving conditions, but we got it in one piece. So yep, we're trying to make out whether the two lads on the bike in front of us are the hairy bikers.
Yeah, certainly looks like it.
Anyway,
we'll catch you the other side, hopefully.
Yep. So we're going to get on the train, get ourselves settled, have a bit of a quick bite to eat and a drink, and as Mark said, we'll catch you on the other side. So see you in a bit. Right then folks, it's just gone 11:15, and that's French time. We've been travelling for a good 2 hours now since we got off the tunnel, and we found a lovely little spot to stop off and get the stove out and have a brew. I think we found the River Seine. Compared to our local river back home, the River Severn, this is an absolute monster of a river. It makes our local river look like a stream. I bet it's really windy on the camera because it's blowing a bit of a gale here, but I'll just pan around for you. Nice boat there moored up. But it's a proper monster of a river. I bet there's a few nice cats. There's a big carp swimming about in here, without a shadow of a doubt. Bit of an opportunist chance of this one, just to nip off and. We was going to wait for the services, but I think we're going to have a quick brew here, and the next stop will be a petrol station, and then onwards to the venue. So, yep, there we go then. Quick stop off and a glance at what we think's the River Seine. Evening folks, just gone 7:45. And welcome to Lords Lake in France. Just have to give you a brief panoramic view of the lake. We'll go a bit more in depth tomorrow, but just got the rods out. We arrived here about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Had a good look around the lake. I mean, it's not massive, it's about 3 acres. Spoke to the owner, Michaud Bigot, who is he's actually situated over the road there. There's a farm. He's a farmer by trade, stroke fish farmer, and he owns this place here, this lake I should say that we're fishing, Lords Lake. And there's actually a lake just over the back there, which we might have a chance to get on the blog a bit later in the week, called Commons Lake, along with 3 other venues which are within 100 yards of each other. So it's got 1 or 2 decent waters, and believe it or not, I've just had a bleep. So we brought the hot fish over with us. It's its first outing overseas in France. Believe it or not, I've seen quite a few fish show. I'm fishing my left-hander, about 2 rod lengths off that bank there. That's on a withy rig with a washed out fizz pop-up and a little white tipper. And the middle rod and the right hand rod, they're fished on the same spot, and I've literally just got 3 or 4 good handfuls of 16mm hot fish boilies, along with some dumbbells, and I just sprayed them. Spoke to the owner earlier. because me and Mark did we did debate going to fish on the other side because the wind's been hacking down that end of the lake literally since we got here. But like every venue that I go to, you can't get any better info than from the owner, and he said this end of the lake, which is the caravan side, he assured us this is the best area to target. So we talked amongst ourselves and we decided to give it a bash, see how the evening pans out, and take it from there basically. I mean, it's not a massive venue, as I say, so a move's not really a challenge. You know, we could possibly move in the night if we saw anything crashing or we heard boshes or what have you. So yeah, that's the scene. Just got my tea on in the caravan. Chilly tonight, so looking forward to that. I'm absolutely starving. I'm absolutely knackered as well. We've both been on the road since 20 to 2 this morning. So it's been a long day. But saying that, we're over here to hopefully bank 1 or 2 whackers. There's fish in excess to £50 in this lake carp, along with a few cats and sturgeons. So yep, there you go. We'll see how things pan out. So I'm going to leave you now at 10 to 8 on the first evening in France, and then need updates, we'll get it in the blog. So catch you later. Right folks, so Mark's just opened his account. Apologies for the poor video quality. It's just a minute past 9 o'clock. And this little baby just rattled off, any mate?
Yep, absolutely great. Probably in the water for about 45 minutes before it rattled off. So
it's really is poor video quality. I'm going to try and just get a close up of the fish. It went £28 on the scales.
Really nice condition there.
Oh, superb, mate.
Mint. Mouth's really nice as well. Not a scale mark, I think.
Hot fish with a fizz tipper.
Yep.
I'll have one more go at just trying it. It's really difficult, this poor video quality and like, but we'll get some stills, mate. But congratulations.
Yep, really nice fish to start the session.
Nice one, mate. Provided here at Lord's Lake is the Nash cradle. Saves us bringing our JRC unhooking mats, but a great bit of kit. No harm done, making sure it'll go back in tip-top condition. Anyway, I'm going to get some stills now, so well done again, Mark.
Thank you.
Bit of a slight chill in the air, but the forecast today is going to be quite warm. And I've got the carp catcher next to me.
Yep.
Recovered, mate?
Yeah.
Still taking it in?
Don't get me wrong, it was beautiful to nail a couple of fish, but I was really knackered after driving down yesterday.
Long day yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really nice to nail a couple, and I've got me 30 now, so if nothing else does appear in the week,
mate, something is going to happen, believe me.
Yeah, we hope so. I mean, if we can catch a couple of cats, a couple of carp and then maybe a sturgeon, that'd be amazing. But
basically what you're trying to say is it's nice to get off to a good start and get your target fish under your belt early into the session, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got my PB. I say I've done France 2 or 3 times and we've never had much luck. And so I'm just happy to get in and get a good 30 under my belt, and if anything comes along, brilliant. If not, I'm happy anyhow. So
I'm pleased for you, mate. I really am.
Stunning fish as well.
Yeah, it was. It's just I think we did get some reasonable footage on the mirror. It was a shame about the common.
Yeah.
I mean, they're perfect in that carp cradle, so if we do catch anything again, hopefully.
Definitely. There was 3 or 4 real good boshies last night.
Oh,
so
God, yeah.
I think over your side of the lake, so hopefully one of them will pick yours up and it'll get you off to a good start.
as I was saying, we'll lift that carp cradle up on the step of the caravan behind us just to get some good footage with the light. But yeah, not long after I left you and we put that fish back in that, it must have been a cat because I had a right slap on the surface. But yeah, incidentally on my swim, it's been pretty much similar to the captain experience. The liners last night was just, I don't know. Absolutely, the Delkims were singing, but I did manage to get a take. I don't know the exact time, but it must have been about, I'd say about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I think it might have been another liner because the bobbin, the Delkim, I struck into it and it was just nothing there. But I feel a bit refreshed today, and no doubt Mark does. I've had a good 3, maybe 4 hours of sleep, a bit broken here and there due to someone catching carp. But there's some big real patches of fizz in the mark on the water.
Yeah, which is very strange because the owner, Michelle Bigo, said to us that all the fish come out of the back sort of left hand corner.
Yeah, I've got some.
Now all the fizzing is coming out quite close into us.
I'm just zooming into some now, mate. You can see
within 3 or 4 rod lengths of the bank. So I have pulled one rod over it to give it a couple of hours before breakfast. See if anything materialises.
You can just make out there some fizzing on the camera, but there's loads of spots of that round here. Yeah, you pretty much summed it up there, mate. We're going to give it till about 10 o'clock, see what happens, see if we can nail one this morning, because the forecast today is going to be quite warm. I think we're going to put some bait in and hopefully let them come in and have a free munch and rest the swim maybe for a bit.
Try and nail a couple this afternoon.
Definitely. So it's just approaching 20 to, let me look.
8.
It says 6:32 here, but
8.
I've been telling you the wrong times on the catch report yesterday because obviously we were an hour in front and the camcorder hasn't adjusted the time, so apologies for that, but it's 20 to 8. So yep, we're going to finish our coffees and enjoy this lovely first French morning. Until then, we'll catch you later. Alright folks, it's just approaching 11:30 and you can see Mark. It's on the other side of the lake. Compared to his early success last night, things have gone a bit quiet. I mean, it's really warm as I'm talking to you. I think they forecasted highs of 23 today. So Mark's debating on priming a few areas and doing a bit of stalking this afternoon. Which I don't blame him. I've brought 2 of my rods in. I'm going to rest the swim. I've topped my main spot up with a load more chops and barrels and hot fish boilies. But I'm going to rest that. But I have been watching the water and I saw 3, 4 shows on my margin spot, so I've just stuck my left hander back out on my withy rig, the one that I had the take on last night, but to be honest I think it was another liner. So we're going to give that a good crack this afternoon. So he's having a good look round, Mark is. He's got a few chops and 16mm hot fish in that bucket, pellet. So he's going to lace the edge, no doubt. Take the opportunity to have a bit of a scan around the lake. So it's not a very big place. It's about 3 acres. I mean, it's ideal for 2 anglers. As I said earlier, there's some real nice carp in here, apparently up to about 50 odd pound. 4 commons over the 40 mark. there's a good head of 30s and mid 20s, so, and the odd catfish and a sturgeon, so we've got loads to go at. Let's see if we can get Mark back on the camera. There he is. I think he's left his bucket there as a marker. Well then folks, see how this afternoon pans out. Catch you later. Right then folks, it's 2:25 absolute scorcher of a day. 23 degrees the highest today, absolutely stinking hot. And I showed you previous footage of Mr. Copson going round the far side to pre-bait, and this is the result. He had a 30 last night and he just had another one. It went on the scales 33.4 I think it was.
33.6. Well,
it was 33.6, sorry mate.
Like that, yeah. Minus
a sling, £2, so 31.6 or 31.4. Either way, it's another 30. Absolutely. Result, mate. The weather's just is scorching.
Couple of handfuls of chops, couple of handfuls of pellet, and within 40 minutes of being over there, screamed off.
It's good angling, mate, because
absolutely really made up.
The main swims are just dead at the moment. It's really, as I said, don't want to repeat myself, but it's really warm, and you've gone up there and you've made something happen, and you've banked an absolutely corking fish in difficult conditions. Real
nice condition of it as well. So really made up. I think I might have a shot in the water with this one, as it's so hot to cool down a bit.
I thought this was going to crack a beer open.
I might do that as well.
Brilliant, mate.
Okay.
Well, I'll get some shots and stills rather, and yeah, if you want to get in the water with it and try and get some footage.
Brilliant.
Nice one, mate. Right then, nice bit of footage in the water.
Yeah. I thought I'd get in.
Is that what you call up close and personal?
Yeah, I thought I'd come and see his home a bit more close than normal. But no, I'm really made up with this one, as you can see. So
it's absolutely amazing condition.
Yeah, I do like getting him in the water because
right, mate.
It looks really good.
Well, congratulations again, and I'm going to get some stills now. So nice one, mate.
Cheers.
Second 30 of the trip and the third fish of the session.
In less than a day.
Just going to have a last bit of a zoom. Superb, mate. Looks brilliant on here.
Feels brilliant here as well.
Right, as I say, I'm going to get the camera now and get some stills done.
Okay, mate, brilliant.
Nice
Thanks.
one, mate.
Okay. There we go then, Matt. Your first one of the session.
Yep. Just put them on the scales, mate. 26.8.
Lovely condition. Real, quite a lean for a French one, but real beautiful, stunning fish.
Yeah, actually this is the spot that I've been fishing since I got here, the margin spot which I previously mentioned.
Yeah.
But I swapped the rig over. Took a bit of advice from Mark. He recommended the snowman rig might be a better presentation, and I put a bit of bait in. So that's what I did. I've swapped my middle rod with the left-hander, so fishing with you now on the baited spot, and the snowman on the left-hander on the margin spot, if you're still following me. And I went round and I put in, I think I chopped 12 hotfish bottom baits up with a few barrels, and we're literally in the water for about an hour. We were having our tea, like we did last night. A couple of bleeps and the left-hand rod just absolutely melted off. The tip went round and this little beauty was on the end.
Yeah, that's your trophy.
The first one of the session, and I mean he's built for power. Look at him, he's a proper torpedo shaped thing. But to be honest, the fight was a real ploddy fight. But in the margin, he's been pretty much like the one that you've caught him on.
You've got a huge head on him there. It's going to be a big fish. Okay, good morning folks. It's 4 o'clock and Matt's just landed a right lump.
Just try and get a grip of it.
And it's actually a new PB.
Yeah, morning folks. She's quite lively still. Off the baited spot, I'll try and get an hold of it. New PBs, Mark has said by 12 ounces. This time last year, sorry, in July last year, I had a 38 mirror on the nose, and I've gone and beat it by 12 ounces. She's still a bit lively, but we'll have another attempt at trying to pick her up. This is on the hot fish, on one of my little 12mm pop-up tippers that I've been testing, and I'll do a bit tomorrow I think on the camera with all the tippers that we've been rolling for this trip, because we are doing a bit of field testing. But yeah, 10 to 4, the rod's just absolutely, right hand rod's absolutely melted off. And this is the prize. Absolutely just pure muscle, French carp.
I'm just going to come and zoom in on the fish.
£38, 12 ounces, mate.
That is an absolute mint fish, mate. Not a mark on it for a big fish.
I don't need shaking more me or the fish.
I think I'm shaking even just videoing it, mate. But the baiting approach really seems to have kicked in tonight, though.
Well,
so
I'm just trying to recap now what's happened.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had a manic hour about an hour and a half ago. But when you got your rods back out, I think we decided to make a coffee. And I had some numerous liners on my middle rod and my right hand rod, which is fished on the baited spot. So before I decided to turn in and get a few hours kip again, sorry, about an hour's kip, I thought they've been in and had a munch and I've had a few liners, so I topped the swim up again, and I've put out another 20 boilies and the dumbbells, because I like to keep them guessing and put a few shapes in. And he did get really quiet actually, and I thought, oh, have I gone and spooked them? And this is the start of the blue, and this baby's come in and had a munch.
Yeah, proper one, mate. You've really worked hard for that. Keep persisting and it's paid off.
Well, that's it. I mean, I rested this swim earlier on today and got the rods back out about 4. I do like to do that. I mean, it's not all fishing on these trips, in my opinion. You know, I put a free meal out there. I'm hoping that they came in the day and had a munch. Maybe this one did, and it come back a bit early, you know.
Yeah.
This morning, and this time there's a rig in the way, but
brilliant.
I've got to give them credit out the fishing here. I know we've only done one full session, but God, I think you'd have to agree, wouldn't you, Mark? The fish absolutely fight to the death.
They really do, yeah.
You seem to get a real slow, ploddy fight, and you get in the margin and under the tip. It's just
unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh, I tell you what, this thing.
If they can't fight like this, if we manage to walk one of the cats in here, we could be having problems.
This is it, mate.
Because they go to sort of mid-80s, I think. So
we spotted. Well, you did, didn't you? You spotted a sturgeon earlier.
Yeah, it flew out the water, totally left the water, and there's only one sturgeon here, and that's 43 pound. So that was an amazing sight. Anyhow, we'll let Matt hoist it up once more.
Yep.
Because this could be the biggest one of the trip.
Well,
hopefully not, but it could well be.
It is so far. 38.12.
Brilliant, mate. Well done.
Well then folks, it's just content to 12. Took this opportunity to get out the sun for a bit. Absolutely scorching out there today. And as I promised you earlier, I'm going to talk to you a little about some of the baits that we're testing on this trip here in France, and the pop-ups and tippers in various colours and flavours. A lot of these are just to be field tested. I'll be doing vigorous field testing when I get back in the UK through autumn and winter. Yeah, sadly autumn will be on us before long, but let's enjoy the rest of the summer whilst we can. So, starting with this one here. All these baits are in 12mm, and the pop-ups obviously, because I fished these on top of a bottom bait 16mm, which make a nice snowman. So this one here, obviously white, and this is a flavour that's in production that we're making. It's Scope X Cream. Done really well on these recently down at the Syndicate. I haven't tried them yet on this session, but I might give them a bash during the week. So there's the Scope X Creams. Obviously white again, 12 millers. This one's a plum flavoured boilie. White seems to be the in colour at the moment. Well, giving me loads of bites on various venues, so I've done them again in white. Moving on, this is one of my old faithfuls, the good old Appetite. Now if you saw any of our blogs down Drayton last year, oh, bit of a lifter there on the left hand rod. Getting back to what I was saying, if you saw any of our blogs last year, the winter campaign down Drayton, I used this all the way through the winter on top of a fizz bottom bait, and did really well on them, so I'm definitely going to give them a bash during this session. And this is one of our latest editions, well, latest prototypes I should say. They look a bit reddish from my side of the camera. I don't know if they look pink when you view this, but two things I've got to say about this: they're pink and they stink. Absolutely honk these things do. And that was what I tipped off a bottom bait on my first fish on this session, which was a 26-pound mirror from down the margin. So that was nice to get an early fish under the belt on one of them. This one's a peachy flavour, and they're in like a pale, lush, pinky colour, if I could call them that. I've actually got one of them on now, on a withy rig with a 16mm pop-up. So see how they develop and see if they bag us any fish. Mark's favourites, the fizz. We're still field testing this bait, but I've just rolled these in two different colours, yellow and white. And I don't know if you caught what Mark said earlier with one of his captures. The yellow's just slightly edging it over the white, but I've got to be honest with you, it's a clay line bottom on this venue. The water's really murky, and I think they're just homing in on the fizz. And if they ain't homing in on the fizz, they're homing in on the hot fish, because that's a real potent bait. And here's another new one. There's a two-tone, and that's the one that I tipped off the hot fish boilie last night for the 38. Two different flavour combinations there, as well as two different colours. So once again, that was nice to get a quick fish on its first outing, and a fish at 38 pound. And then just left to say is some 16 millers. These are fizz in the eggshell colour. Now I've mentioned these in a few blogs down the Syndicate. Mark's done really well on the bottom bait version of this, so I did try that on the first night. I think I might give it another bash during the week, but there's the eggshell fizz. Some more fizzes. There's two different colours in there, yellows and whites, 16 mils. They're perfect for the withy rig with a tipper. And last but not least, a bait I've got on now is the blackjack, and I've got that tipped off with one of those little dusky peach flavoured pink coloured baits. So as you can see, I've been a busy little boy and rolled myself loads of little different edges, hopefully prototypes and more field testing, and you know, plenty of options. So there you go, little insight to some of the baits that I've got out here, as well as the hot fish that I'm testing and will be testing in the months when we get back in the UK. So only a brief one and a little stopgap in the footage whilst the action's gone a bit quiet, but as I say, as I'm speaking to you now, it's absolutely, I'm in this bivvy now, it's like a blooming sauna. It's absolutely scorching out there. So I think I'm going to bring my two rods in off the main spot, and I might just leave my margin rod out because reading the catch reports, they do catch from the margins here in the day. So, yep, there you go, pop-ups, and we'll catch you later. Well, the action continues.
Yep. Beautiful fish. He's got quite a funny gill plate. It's like a sort of a, I don't know what you call it, a rash.
It's like eczema for carp.
I'm not quite sure what that is, but 34 pound dead, this one.
Yeah, it's just approaching 5 to 9. It's going to be a real warm one today. I think we looked at the long range forecast before we got into France, and it could be 28 today, Mark, or even warmer.
28 degrees today, yeah.
Mark's getting a shower.
Yeah. Stunning fish, other than his gill plate.
Strong one as well, mate, they're all...
Real, proper good fight. Fell to the hot fish again. Real nice.
Lovely, mate.
So we get a couple of stills and get it back.
Yeah, catch another one.
And the yellow bait seem to be doing as well as anything.
Yeah,
tippers.
As I said when I had that 38, I've got various tippers with me that I've rolled. Stuff that we're going to be messing about with, certainly when we get back to the UK, but started off in France, so I shall go through and show them to the folks a bit later on today. But yeah, you're using the fizz, aren't you, Mark, in white and yellow? And
yeah, that's correct, yeah.
You've had virtue results on,
yeah,
you know, pretty much the same on both, haven't you?
Yeah, I would say the yellow's slightly outperforming the white, which is, I normally seem to do better on the white, but if they like the yellow, maybe because maize is widely used in France. And
personally, mate, it
could be the answer.
Personally, it's that colour of the water, I reckon it's the smell they're homing in on.
Yeah, it's probably the smell of the hot fish, because obviously a lot of fish meal, but a sort of bait goes into these French lakes because people like the cats as well as the carp, so I think that could be the biggest part of it. Good bait, that's all you need. Great, mate.
Well, mate, continue. Good angling.
Good evening, folks. After a very quiet day, only using one rod each to give the swim a rest, just respotted all the rods, and Matt's latched onto this lovely looking common, which is unfortunately a couple of ounces less than 30 pound. So, yep. But honest as we always are, we can't call it a 30, unfortunately.
No, the scales don't lie. First common of the trip. People who know me know that I absolutely adore any carp, but commons are very dear to my heart. There's 1 or 2 40s in here, and I've got my eye on them all. But if this is the start of things to come, so be it. Absolutely minter of a common. It's just
looks lovely on here.
There ain't a scale missing, is there?
No.
And
perfect.
It's been like most of the captures. You reel them in and just under the rod tip. I'll have to put it down a minute.
Lovely colours.
They've gone mental. But yeah, as Mark said, it's a few ounces, if anything, under 30 pound. And sorry, this is the second fish on the pink stink, on the margin spot. We was having our tea. We've just consumed a lovely pizza in idyllic settings, and as we was watching, eating our tea, I think we watched, was it 3 or 4 commons, Bosch,
yeah,
Mark?
That was it.
Whether this was one of them, I don't know, but I've been having liners literally since the 2 rods were on the main spots. And I had the last mouthful of my pizza and it's belted off.
And you had one last night, it was the same rod, and you had a spoonful of pasta left to go when you had the run, so exactly the same timing as well.
Yeah.
So, fantastic.
I'll try and oyster it once more for you, mate. He's full of beans now, typical. So I don't know if you can hear Kevin Nash in the background. We've had some music on, subtle background music, and somehow I've managed to get Kevin Nash talking to Nigel Botherway in the background. But yeah, Kev, you'll be proud of this one, mate. I'll just try and oyster up. She's giving me a soaking, God bless her.
You deserve it.
Right. Come on, sweetheart, I want to get you on YouTube, make you famous. No. Well, your carp crowd was doing the business, Kev. It's been a warm day today though.
Yep, it was saying 26 in the cart.
Yeah, we popped down the village to get a few essentials, and it was a real warm day. But anyway, rambling on. Let's try and ulcer up for once. One more. There you go. £29. Well, sorry, 2 ounces I think short of a 30 of Lord Lade's Common.
Lovely, mate. Okay, let's hope we get a few more during the night.
Yeah, cheers, Mark. Let's get a few stills, mate.
Okay.
Morning, folks. Approaching 1 minute to 9:30, and as you can see, Mr. Copson's done it again, and it's another PB.
Yeah, it was a grueler of a night, to be honest. Only having one fish at £26, and I thought it had the chance had gone for the day, but about 9:15 this one shot off, and it's been a phenomenal scrap with it. Best part of half an hour, but as you can see, a 2-tone PB at 38.4. Absolutely made up.
Stunner, mate.
Yeah.
Absolute stunner.
On the hot fish with a white fizz tipper. Immaculate.
So that's 4 times this week you broke your PB.
Yeah.
And let's reiterate, before coming out to France you hadn't had a 30?
No. 29.4, but was my biggest. But I'm still to beat my common record.
Yeah.
Can do it quite easily at Lord's with mirrors, but at the minute the commons are plain hard to get. But who cares with stunning fish like this as mirrors? So one more time. Oh. There you go. Over £38 a Lord's French mirror.
Stunning, mate.
Great.
Absolutely. Just going to get some nice shots for you now. Get some in the water. Well done, mate. Deserve it.
Over the moon.
Well done.
Well, folks, with only 2 days of the session left, I reckon this has got a good chance of being my biggest. So, as you know, at 38.4, monster of a fish, and I'm so made up. Really made my holiday, especially having the 2-tone as well. Real beautiful fish. I just don't know what to say. But having the season of my life, to be honest. On the syndicate at home, I've had a real good session, and say this is the 5th time I've been to France. I've never really done much good, but how this place is made up for it, unbelievable. All due, hopefully, to the no weight on bait, fizz, topper and hot fish bottom baits. Absolutely guts full of them.
There's only some sad news I've got to break to you, Mark. You've got to put it back, unfortunately.
I know. But we've been looking at the catch reports from the previous weeks, not been great, and everyone's been using a minimal baiting approach. We've stuck probably now 10 kilo of baiting, and they're just they're having it, man.
How many baits did you put over that rod?
There was nearly 150 baits went over this rod. I had a 26 last night, and then this thing in the morning. So they're just, and the fish seem to be getting bigger as well. With the last sort of, although we had the smallest one of the session last night, the last sort of 6 fish we've had have been all upper 30s. So there you go.
Well, is that proof in the pudding then? I mean, look at it. That thing would eat another 100 boilies before he picked up an hook bait. So if you're coming out to France and there's a few in the lake, there's a bit of advice for you.
Don't always listen to what people are saying, because it can ruin your trip as well as make it.
What did we say on the way out here? We're going to fish no different to what we do at home, and we've got plenty of bait of us, and if they've wanted it, we've got it, and they clearly want it.
Certainly do.
So
spin him around so that it's to the other side.
So without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to stick another 100 baits on that spot?
Most definitely. I mean, and the last night I might just really go for it, see if I can get a whacker. Put like 2 kilo out of each spot. 2 kilo might sound a lot, but it's nothing to these babies. Oh, there you go. Absolute mint.
Brilliant, mate.
Cheers.
Okay, let's get some stills and get her back.
Great. Morning folks, it's just approaching 1:30 and Matt's got a stunning two-tone common.
36.2 mate, on the baited spot, right hand rod. Lost for words, absolutely lost for words. It's just, these fish are absolutely well and truly on it. I can't put any more bait in. Well, I'm gonna, if they like it or not, because they're loving it.
The problem is now we're getting on for 30 kilo and we haven't got much more, so we can't go too mad now.
I have to put it down a minute, sorry. I mean, new PB, 36.2. Smashed me previous PB by £5 and 2 ounces.
That's it then, mate.
I'll just try and hoist it once more, but I'm still trying to take it in at the moment. The last hour has been frantic, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, well, it's strange because really all we've caught all week is mirrors, and then all of a sudden it's the third common on the trot.
This is an absolutely stunning creature. I mean, I think we've both seen this on the website. I mean, Mark.
Yeah.
The earlier footage, Mark had the two-tone mirror at 38, and then we'll go and catch a 36-pound two-tone common, which I've never seen a two-tone common in my life. Anyway, but to go and catch one, it's just. I don't know. I'm going to try and hoist it up for you again, mate. I'm a bit...
Great.
The adrenaline's pumping at the moment. And it's just... I'll say it's the best week's fishing I've ever had in my life. I've got to be honest. I had a good hit last year at a place called Rosso, another angling line video, with one of the other field testers. We proper smashed it there. We had some big fish. But, I don't know, this year I think I'll have to top it off. This is the best one I've ever had.
Yeah, I think it was 5.30s last year, wasn't it?
Yep, me and Matt Pizzey, as I say, one of the other field testers, we both had a big hit. I mean, I think I had somewhere in the region of 68 fish, and Matt had about 75. And my 2 biggest fish of the week was a 31 common, which was a previous PB, and a 38 mirror. And I've smashed them both on this trip. Yeah,
with a lot of other 30s going with it. I mean, I think between us now we must be on to about 22, 23, 30s.
Easy, mate.
So, and last year, what was it? 8 between you. So.
Yep.
It's awesome fishing, mate.
Absolutely. Well done. Just.
I'm made up for you, mate.
Proud to be alive to hold a creature like this. Gorgeous.
Okay then, we'll get some stills for you.
Cheers, mate. Well, good morning folks. Slowly approaching 8:30 on the final morning, and we're going to miss looking at this every morning, aren't we, Mark?
Yeah, this is the first time the wind's actually turned around 180 degrees and it's actually blowing in our face today. Whether that's going to affect the fishing or we don't really know, but it's absolutely beautiful sitting there with the sun glistening off the water, watching the bubbles fizz over your spots. And yeah, it's really going to be a big miss really tomorrow morning and the day after and the next year or so until we manage to get back to France.
Yep, this time tomorrow the car will be loaded and we'll be heading back to Calais, jumping on the tunnel, back into Dover, and then heading home.
With some nice trophy photos.
Oh, we've got plenty of action, and as you'll see on this video. And trophy shots, as Mark just said. And if not a few more by the end of today and tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to think we'll have another couple of pieces, but you never know. We might have had all of our action, but if so, I'm not really bothered. I did have another cat run last night, unfortunately, but when it eventually come off, I got somebody else's rig. So whether I actually hook the fish or hook somebody else's rig, but unfortunately I lost it again. So Bit disappointed on there, but hopefully we might get one more chance tonight. But if not, we've had a superb week.
Oh God, mate. We've just having a coffee here, and as I'm filming this, we've just had another tally up of what we've actually caught, and I think we're on 31 fish, is it, Mark, for the week?
Yeah, amazing statistic, really.
And
it's
there's
a small lake.
20 odd of them in 30s.
Yeah. So, if any of you are looking for your first French 30, this is the place to come.
First French 30, a water that's intermediate level, I think we'd both agree on.
Yeah, it can be moody at times, but you can normally pick a run or two a day, I would say.
Social aspect, superb. As I'm filming this, we're both sitting on the Half Moon gravel peg here at Lord's. I'll try and get some pictures of this lake so I can incorporate it on the video, so you can get a general gist. But we're sitting on a hardcore Half Moon peg right behind the caravan, so all your amenities are literally 2 or 3 footsteps away. You know, you're up running water, you shower, want to make a brew, keep your rods out whilst you're preparing your evening meal. It's just superb.
Yeah, it's really easy, pleasurable fishing, really. That's what I'd call it. And I'd like to thank Angling Lines, to be honest, for putting us onto this venue, and it's been just what we wanted, really.
Definitely. I mean, excuse me, this is my second trip on an Angling Lines holiday. I went to Roseau last year, which is a 2-hour journey from Calais. I went over on the ferry on that trip when all inclusive got picked up, and that was just, couldn't fault that. But this one, it was a 5-hour, or I think it was just over 5-hour drive from the Channel Tunnel terminal. Don't get me wrong, it was a long day last Friday, or Saturday morning I should say, but it's been well worth it. We've got here and we've had this place to ourselves all week, and as we say, it's just easy fishing. We found the spots comfortably, easy baiting, no snags. There's no features in here, I've got to be honest. It's just literally a clay line bottom.
Yeah.
But we were just another thing, we're just talking amongst ourselves. I reckon in another 3 or 4 years you can see a little bit of character just starting to form on this lake now, but give it another 3 or 4 years when there's trees in the shot now. There's tree planted all down that marginal side there where I've had a lot of my fish from. He's got his spot on here, and as Mark said, Angling Lines, big thanks to them. And Micho Bigo and his son Lauren.
Yeah.
Been absolutely brilliant. He's a busy man. He's a fish farmer by trade. He's popped over 2 or 3 times this week just to see how things are and everything's okay, and just to check on how the week's progressing. But it's been absolutely brilliant. Just can't. I can't. I'd be picking flies, to be honest, if I had, you know, if I had to say any bad comments.
Yeah, definitely. So it's been just a phenomenal week, and just thanks to everybody really for putting us onto it.
So I'm quite confident now you'll see us a few more times before we leave, hopefully with some more commons and mirrors, and if not, Cyril the sturgeon, who we've just seen bosh again for the 3rd time this week.
Yeah, keeps eluding us, though. He come out 3 times last week.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mug.
Saying that, looking at the catch reports, he does like he's got a tipple for the old cell boilies.
Yeah.
And we're not mainline men, as you well know.
Using fish meal baits, but the carp have absolutely loved them. So
yeah.
Who cares if you're not catching sturgeon or catfish?
That's it.
Carp, and that's what we've got.
Definitely, we've had a fantastic week. So I'm quite confident you'll see us again before we finish off our week in France. So until then, good morning all. Just a brief one. Lauren's turned up, the owner's son, Lauren Bigo. And as you can see, he's come down his tractor with what I think is pellet. He's going to fill up his pellet feeder, because the lake to the left of it is one of his stock lakes, and the lake just behind it is another one of his lakes on his portfolio called Commons Lake. So talking to the woman who came down earlier, Shirley. She's the agent for Angling Lines, and she says he's a bit of a daddy around here, Micho Bigo, with the strain he's got. He's a cut above the rest, all the other fishery owners. She was a bit jealous actually when she was talking to us, because she actually owns her own lake called Oakview, and she was saying he's just Premier League when it comes to fishery management. Oh, he's just moved off. There he is. Fishery management and stocking. But no complaints from me and Mark, he's got it spot on.
Morning folks, we were just about to pull the rods in and it's unbelievable. Show 'em, Matt.
It's old Cyril.
Silver sturgeon has just leapt out of the water and his rod's just absolutely melted off. How about that 43-pound sturgeon? It's just put the icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake with about 10,000 cherries on it.
Just lift him up a little bit more, mate. He's just on the...
The fight was just immense. I've never known anything like it. He leapt out the water 3 times. We're really cutting it fine now. We've got to get back to the tunnel.
So we can't gabble on too much.
Got to get this fish back. Quick shower. Gear in the back in the car on the road.
Believe it or not, we should be gone left here at 8:30 to get back to the tunnel.